What's up, everyone? This is Nate, and I am back with my second out of the theater review for this weekend. Yesterday, I saw The Fall Guy, and today I went to check out a little horror movie that opened this weekend called Tarot. I had seen a couple of previews for this. Well, actually, I saw one preview for it a few times. I didn't see really any other sort of advertisements. It was like this one trailer. That was it. And I do tend to try and see horror movies at the theater, even if they don't look particularly interesting to me, such as this movie. So I was like, I'm going to give it a chance. I'm going to go check it out. And I'm going to give you my 2 cents. And before I do, if you would please consider subscribing to the channel if you're not already, and hit that bell icon. That way we get notified every time new videos drop. Also, if you could just give me a thumbs up down below, helps the video out. And leave me a comment. Did you see this movie? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Do you want to skip it? Do you want to see it? I don't know. Let me know down in the comments. I want to know your thoughts. Okay. Tarot. So the only people I know in this movie is the guy who plays Ned in the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies, the new Spider-Man movies. He's in this. And I know the girl, she was in the Mean Girls remake where they sing. She played Karen in that one. She's in this. So I don't know any of these other actors. They're all young people. Where do I start with this movie? Okay. The premise is that there's this group of kids, they're in college, and they're out in the middle of nowhere in the woods at his like old scary mansion that they rented, I guess, like Airbnb. And they come upon some tarot cards. And one of the girls happens to be really into astrology and knows how to read tarot cards. And so they decide, hey, it's this one girl's birthday. Let's have you give us all our fortune. Read us our readings or whatever. I don't really know about tarot and astrology, but give us our readings. She goes and lays the cards out and says, you're a Taurus. And then, explains the cards. Now, prior to this, she warns them, hey, this is a bad idea because you're not supposed to borrow someone else's cards. And then she does it anyway. So anyway, once this happens, this is all in the trailer. Again, I won't do like plot spoilers, but it's all in the trailer. Once she does this, all of a sudden, when they go back to college or campus, weird stuff starts happening, and they start dying one by one in mysterious ways by these mysterious things that happen to be like the people on the tarot cards. Okay, so it's a little bit like this movie reminded me of like it's a little Final Destination in that. It's like almost like it looks like accidental stuff is happening, but there's like the things on the cards. Also reminded me of 13 Ghosts a little bit. And I think that they dropped the ball here. I think they dropped the ball because that's the kind of movie they should have leaned into. I know they don't really make movies like that. It's like very early 2000s, that movie, but even still, they had these designs for these characters like the Hanged Man and the devil, and I don't remember all. The Hermit is one of them. And they could have leaned into having these characters really appear more. And it should have been a little more fun than it was. This movie's not fun at all. It's really trying to be scary, and it's not scary. The design of like the creatures or whatever is okay. Some of them are okay, and some of them are bad, like just bad, like laughable. Like what is that? That's supposed to be scary. You could see all the scares coming from a mile away. They don't even really have jump scares. They're just like they try to build suspense, but then when the thing is revealed, you're like, oh, well, that's not that scary. And it was just really disappointing. There's a few attempts at humor. It's not very funny though, and also these characters. I mean, they make a lot of decisions that make no sense. For example, early in the movie when the first character dies, okay? And this character dies, and they all meet up together, and they're like trying to figure out what's going on. And actually 2 of the characters. So at this point, 2 of their friends have died, and they all meet up, and they're talking with each other like they're kind of sad at the beginning, but then all of a sudden they're just kind of like joking and bantering and like, no, I don't know, we should do that. It's like, what? How good of friends were you? If they're not really overly upset, they don't seem that upset for that long. Like it's like in a flash, they're just kind of over it. So I'm like, that was kind of stupid. And the kills could have been good, but this is PG-13. So they made a decision to make this style of movie where there's kills and they show these kills but then they always cut before there's like too much blood. There's one in particular that I thought was a creative kill and could have really benefited from an R rating where you actually see some gore and the end result. And instead, you just get like the PG-13 version of it. I don't know if there's going to be an R-rated version that will show this stuff. I'm going to imagine no, because I don't think this movie's going to do very well. There's a couple people in my theater. Nobody seemed to like it. I didn't really like it. I'm going to give it a 3 out of 10. And that's just for, I think the concept is not horrible, but I think the execution is kind of horrible. So not a movie I had really fun at. The PG-13 rating really hampered it for me. I can watch PG-13 horror. There's some really great PG-13 horror, but you have to have good scares and suspense, and this has none of that. And it should have been R-rated, and they should have made it a little more fun. But anyway, it is what it is. I will be back next week with another Out of the Theater review for Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. So until then, take it easy.